Hey everyone. So, I think somebody wants to be in the video today. He says, yeah, I want to be on. Okay, so today, for anybody that's new, that was Thomas, by the way, my cat. So, as far as the Zoya challenge goes, today is day number 3. And remember yesterday I was talking about the little white stripe like at the end of each finger? Well, it's receded just a tiny little bit, but I still don't have any like regular chips or anything. But the end is getting more white. But, you know, unless somebody was studying it, I really don't think that they would be able to see that if they just looked at it quickly. And of course, it's probably aggravated by the fact that it is such a dark color. This is Casey. It's like eggplant purple. Anyway, the other thing I was going to tell you is I tried the Aussie leave-in conditioner this morning, and no, I think that the Garnier works much better. So, you know, I was thinking about this, and somebody else had suggested another one that I tried, but if the Garnier works good, then maybe I'll just stick with that instead of wasting money on all these other ones trying to find something better, because the Garnier does work good. Okay, so today's video is going to be about the Maybelline Natural Smokes Quad. Now, this is definitely not new, but it's new for me because I just got it. And it has been talked about on YouTube about how these are supposed to be for MAC dupes. And I thought it would be fun today to swatch them, swatch the Maybelline ones with the MAC dupes that people have talked about. Now, why is this important? Well, because let's say you can't afford the MAC eyeshadows. Then maybe you could just go out and buy this quad and you would have, you know, similar colors. And another thing would be if you have the MAC ones and then you use them up and maybe you don't have the money to replace them, you could just pick up this quad instead and then you'd have all 4 colors. So, you know, there's different circumstances why it would be important to know this information, how close it is. So let's start with the one that says #1 base. And I'm gonna swatch this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do, you know, pretty intense swatches here. Okay, so that's the Maybelline one. And some people have compared this to vanilla. And yes, I would agree that those are very close. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this particular color because it is so light. And the other one that people compare it to is Brulee. Yeah, see, when I rub these into my hand, they almost disappear. And you probably won't be able to see that because I almost can't even see it, and I'm, you know, it's my hand. But you know what's pretty cool? The Maybelline one is the most pigmented of the 3. That is very cool. But as far as the actual colors go, let me see if I can hold them up for you. Ah, just dropped them. Since those swatches really didn't come out that good. Okay, this is the Maybelline. The one in the middle is vanilla, and the furthest on that end is Brulee. So I would say probably the vanilla is the closest. But yeah, the Maybelline is the most pigmented and the richest in color. For that one anyway. So yeah, those swatches were terrible. But there's nothing I can do because it's, you know, the color of my skin, it just blends right in. Okay, so the second one, where it says lid, people say that that looks like satin taupe. And there's what satin taupe looks like. Now let's swatch these. Okay, this one is not pigmented. Matter of fact, it barely shows up on my skin. And there's satin taupe swatched. So satin taupe is definitely more pigmented than the Maybelline one. But if you used a primer underneath, you know, that would definitely help matters. But yeah, I think those are very close in color. It just doesn't show up in terms of a swatch. But if you put a primer under there, or a primer and a base would be even better. Okay, number 3 is this one right here, the crease color. And there's a couple colors that people compare that to. One is Tempting, and the other one is Mulch. Now if I hold these up, I would say Mulch is closer. Mulch is the one on the bottom of the MAC ones, so I definitely think that Mulch is a closer match. But let's swatch them. Because, you know, sometimes when you swatch things, the colors are different. Okay, there's the Maybelline one. And then there's Tempting. And there's Mulch. So see, when you swatch them, they don't look as similar. I think that the Maybelline one is a little more brownish, and I actually think that that's an easier color for a lot of us to wear than the MAC ones. Okay, and I'm definitely going to need a wipe for those colors. Okay, and then the last one is the one that they have written number 4 liner, which is this big one at the bottom. And that has been compared to Night Maneuvers, which is a limited edition color. And it's also been compared to Brun, which I'm sorry, but I don't own that color. Okay, there's Night Maneuvers. And there's the Maybelline one right over it. So those two are pretty close. And like I said, I don't have Brun. And I couldn't just like go and pick it up because the closest store where I can get MAC shadows in the pan is a couple hours away. Almost a couple hours away. So anyways, yeah, the Night Maneuvers I think is pretty darn close to that color right there. So do I think it's worth it? Absolutely. You know, even just for the highlight color, it's worth it, I think, because, you know, this is really inexpensive and you can get all these shadows for very little money. What did I pay for this? I think it was around $6, something like that. So yeah, I think it's definitely worth it. And this color right here, I think is actually even prettier than the 2 MAC eyeshadows that I compared it to. So I just thought that would be fun to compare them. You can tell me if you have any colors that you think might even be closer than that. You can let me know. For my makeup today, by the way, I'm wearing the Guerlain Meteorites primer and the Maybelline Fit Me foundation and powder. Hard Candy Glow All the Way highlight in Doll Face. Hard Candy blush in Pillow Talk, and I have on Wet n Wild gel eyeliner in Eggplant, and by the way, I think I like that much better than the MAC Dark Diversion one that I bought in that collection recently, which tells you how much I don't like that liner. The fact that I like the Wet n Wild one a lot more. And for eyeshadows today, I have on, let's see, I have on MAC, let's see now. On my lids is Idolize. In the crease is just the tiniest little bit of Shadowy Lady. And the highlight I used was, darn it, I'm trying to remember now which palette I used. Oh, here it is. Yogurt was the highlight. And let's see, what else have I got here? I used the Maybelline 1x1 mascara. I used my Painterly Paint Pot as an under eye concealer and as an eyeshadow base. And I used my NYX lip pencil in Dolly Pink. And then I used the MAC Pink Friday lipstick. And then I just put a little bit of MAC Win-Win lipstick over it, but I don't think you can really, it's not showing up because the Pink Friday one is so rich and vibrant that the Win-Win is basically just pink sparkles, but the sparkles aren't really showing up because the other one is so thick. So yeah, that's what I'm wearing for products. And tomorrow I'm going to try to do the future MAC collections video where I tell you all about the collections by MAC that are coming up in the next few months. So that's it, you guys. Bye.